Hello NinBuzz, what is going on? My name is Shadow of Resho Gaming, and I am here today to bring you the new community choice. And last time we asked you guys what your favorite Fire Emblem Awakening character was. Some of the results were a little predictable, but some of them I was actually really pleasantly surprised. So let's just go ahead and jump right into number 5. Coming in at number 5, we have Lonq with 7% of the votes. I was actually really surprised to see Lonq at number 5. I was hopefully expecting Owain, but whatever. Thanks everybody. Ruined my dreams. Lonq is the first Myrmidon that you meet in the game. He is actually really powerful, and of course he has some really funny dialogue. He has this disorder that makes him completely terrified of women. I believe that's a real disorder, by the way, but I could be terribly wrong. But it makes some funny conversations for him, especially if you try and marry him off. Although I found he's not the greatest later in the game, especially after you get Owain. Owain's a much better Myrmidon in my opinion, but that's just me. That's probably just because I love him so much. Anyway, moving on to number 4, we have Crom with 10% of the votes. Yeah, it's kind of surprising actually. Crom, I kind of expected him to be really high in the list, but he didn't actually do as high as I thought he would be. Crom is one of the 2 main characters of Fire Emblem Awakening. He is the Prince of whatever the kingdom with the Y is, and leader of the Shepherds. And of course, he is one of the 2 official lords of the game that you can get. He's pretty powerful. He kind of has some slow EXP gain, but it's not as bad as Frederick, that's for sure. So all in all, he's a really good character. He's kind of hard to train up, but once you do, he's a really big powerhouse. And coming in at number 3, we have Darja with 12% of the votes. Once again, kind of a character that I wasn't really expecting to make it. I was really expecting Owain, but whatever. Darja is a pretty hysterical character. She's like that emo goth chick of the group, She's just kind of depressed and doesn't really like life. She just kind of wants to die every few seconds. But she is very funny. She tries to tries to curse people and cast hexes on them, and it leads to some really funny supports. I personally found the support group with Frederick and Darja to be really funny because Frederick really brave and outgoing, and Darja just really wants to just curse them. Of course, Darja is a mage, which I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I really don't care for mages at all. They kind of just slow me down. Maybe that's just kind of how I play, but I didn't really use her that much, so I can't really tell you if she's good or not, but apparently a lot of people like her, so she must be good for something. And coming in at number 2, we have Robin, or the Avatar, or whatever else you named that character, at 16% of the votes. Robin, or the Avatar, or whatever else you named him, is the second main character of Fire Emblem Awakening. Without revealing too much of his storyline, because I know a lot of you probably haven't played this game, Robin wakes up in the middle of a field with amnesia, and he meets Crom and Lisa and Frederick, and he joins the Shepherds and becomes the lead tactician of the group. And he goes on his merry way, kind of saving that country. And all in all, Crom and the Avatar, Robin, whatever the crap you named them, relationship just blossoms into this nice brotherly relationship. Or something else if you were female, haha. Anyway, moving on to Robin's, Avatar's, whatever's stats and crap. Robin starts out as a tactician. That's the class he is. Of course, you can also change Robin to almost any other class in the entire game, so he's a pretty solid fighter. You can do whatever you want with him, you can get him whatever skills you want. So really, you can turn Robin into almost anything you want. He can match your playstyle however you want it to, and it's always fun to, street pass other people and use their avatars. Right now, I actually have a team just based on avatars. It's pretty fun. Anyway, moving on to number 1, we have my girl, Lucina, with 22% of the votes. She's skyrocketed past all the others, and she kind of deserves it. Lucina is amazing. She has a fantastic storyline. She is a strong female lead, and I mean, really, there's nothing else to say. She really did deserve this, just based around her story. Not to mention all of her stats. She is the second Lord in the game, who of course can turn into a great Lord. She is a pretty heavy hitter, and she can pretty much do all of Crom's moves for, reasons. Spoilers. But yeah, without revealing too much of the storyline behind Fire Emblem Awakening, Lucina's storyline alone is just enough to push her over the top. It's all a big freaking mess of feels, and it's just, it's just so good! And speaking of really good games, let's move on to next week's question. These games are always wacky and crazy, but they're always really fun to play. I'm talking about, what is your favorite WarioWare game? WarioWare is a really wacky and fun series with a bunch of really cool micro games that you can play. They're only like 5 to 10 seconds long maximum, but they're really cool. There's like 7 games out so far, so I want to know what your favorite game from that series is. Also, if you haven't subscribed to NinBuzz already, make sure you go ahead and do that, because if you're not, you're crazy like I am. And go ahead and follow them on Twitter at NinBuzz. And of course, since you're all amazing people, go ahead and follow me on my personal channel. And don't forget to like and share this video with your friends, and I will see you guys next week on the new Community Choice.